Hey, I'm Joshua Briscoe, and even though the Chiefs as a team don't have a lot riding on Week 18, a few players certainly do. Let's talk about it. Brought to you by Green Light Dispensary. Steve Spagnuolo really gave us a head start on this conversation during his Thursday press conference when he was asked who he wants to see have an opportunity to shine with a lot of the backups playing in the season finale.
Guys that have typically been on our special teams, Jack talking right, Cam Jones, those guys will play. Leo will probably play a little bit more. On the back end, Deon Bush, right? And he's played for us before, right? There's been guys have gotten hurt. Anxious to see those guys. Up front, Felix, BJ, if we get him there, Malik, if we get him up and on the active. I always love watching Derek and Turk play. Neil will be probably inside there. So all of those guys would be excited to watch play. Now, during that, I'll be praying nobody gets hurt.
A lot of the guys who do have the most to gain are on that defensive side of the football, but I'm going to narrow in even more to a few names Spagnuolo mentioned there across the defensive line. First and foremost, this year's first-round draft pick has not been a major impact player on this year's team. We're, of course, talking about Felix Enudike-Uzama. The former K-Stater has not been a major part of this rotation, especially once Charles Omenihu got back from his 6-game suspension. Felix's snap count dropped way off. Now look, it's a good rotation, it's a good defensive line, it's a good group at defensive end in particular, and he's young, he still has a lot of developing to do, we know all of this, but really an opportunity for Felix to flash against the Chargers, that's a big opportunity. Would love to see him force his way onto the field in the postseason. Also true for Neil Farrell. The Chiefs traded a 6th-round pick to the Las Vegas Raiders for Neil Farrell this last offseason, bringing him into a defensive line rotation. He's a defensive tackle, and he hasn't played. He's also been a non-factor this year. Would like to see him get involved to see what the Chiefs saw when they traded a draft pick for him previously. Also, a later drafted rookie, B.J. Thompson, is even more of a developmental edge rusher, a little undersized typically for Steve Spagnuolo's scheme in terms of being pretty skinny coming out of college. We'll be really interested to see if he can make an impact bending around the edge for this Chiefs defense against the Chargers. So who says this game doesn't matter? It matters a lot for the future of the youngest members of the Chiefs defensive line, and that's good enough reason for me to keep watching.
Brought to you by Green Light Dispensary. Outstanding customer service, superior product, and continuously voted Missouri's best. Open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week. Find a location near you today. GreenLightDispensary.com.